Welcome to Big Daddy's Story Time. We're reading Walt Disney's The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Once upon a time, in the city of Paris, a young man lived in the bell tower of Notre Dame Cathedral. He was strong enough to ring the giant church bells, but he was also so gentle he could hold a young bird in his hand. His only friends were three gargoyles. They didn't mind his misshapen figure that had led his cruel master to give him the name Quasimodo, meaning half-formed. Quasimodo knew nothing of the world below except what his master, Judge Frollo, told him. Frollo was a mean man who hated everyone, especially the gypsies. He had even taught Quasimodo to think of himself as a monster. Quasimodo longed to see the world, but Frollo wouldn't let him leave the bell tower. Out there, people will hate you for being a monster, the cruel judge told him. This was Quasimodo's great sorrow, for he wanted so much to join the crowds in the street of Paris. Once a year, everyone in Paris celebrated the Festival of Fools. On that topsy-turvy day, his gargoyle friends encouraged Quasimodo to climb down from the tower to join in the fun. During the Festival of Fools, many people wore masks so no one paid any attention to Quasimodo's looks. At the festival, Quasimodo saw a gypsy dancer named Esmeralda. She had never seen anyone so beautiful, and he had never seen anyone so beautiful as well. Neither had Frollo's newest soldier, Captain Phoebus. Then, before Quasimodo knew what was happening, he was pushed up on a stage where he was crowned the King of Fools. The crowd cheered and paraded him through the streets. They brought Quasimodo to a platform in front of the cathedral. Suddenly, some soldiers began to make fun of him. "He's ridiculous! A monster!" they jeered, just as Frollo had warned they would. The crowd threw ropes over Quasimodo so he couldn't get away. Quasimodo saw Frollo in the crowd. "Master, help me," he begged. But Frollo refused. He wanted to teach Quasimodo a lesson. Gentle Esmeralda set Quasimodo free. You mistreat this poor boy just as you mistreat my people," she said to Frollo. Then she tossed the King of Fools' crown at Frollo's feet. "You will pay for this," Frollo foamed. "Captain Phoebus, arrest her!" But Esmeralda and her goat, Dajili, sneaked into Notre Dame. Captain Phoebus followed them and advised Esmeralda to claim sanctuary. As long as she was inside a church, no one could arrest her. "Set one foot inside these walls, and you're my prisoner," Frollo declared. Quasimodo was confused. Frollo had told him all gypsies were evil, but Esmeralda was kind and good. She did not think of Quasimodo as a monster. "Maybe Frollo is wrong about both of us," Esmeralda said. Quasimodo decided to help her escape. Very quietly, Quasimodo carried Esmeralda and Jalili down the cathedral walls. Esmeralda pressed a special amulet into Quasimodo's hand. "Use this if you ever need help," she said. "It will help you find the gypsy hideout, the Court of Miracles." Then she kissed Quasimodo on the cheek and promised to visit him again. And soon she did, with Phoebus. When Esmeralda had escaped, Frollo was furious. All the gypsies suffered as he tried to find her. Only Phoebus was brave enough to refuse to harm them, and he was badly wounded for defying Frollo. "Please hide Phoebus until he's strong again," Esmeralda pleaded. Quasimodo could see that Esmeralda loved the handsome soldier. He wished she loved him instead, but he agreed to help Phoebus safe in the bell tower. Dalali bleated a warning, and Quasimodo saw that Frollo was coming in the cathedral. "You must go," he told Esmeralda. "Please promise to keep Phoebus from harm," Esmeralda said before she hurried away. "I promise," Quasimodo replied. Frollo thought Quasimodo might know where to find Esmeralda and the other gypsies. I know where your hideout is, he told Quasimodo. I attacked at dawn with 1,000 men, but it was a trick. Quasimodo and Phoebus rushed to warn the gypsies using Esmeralda's amulet. They found the Court of Miracles, but Frollo's men had been secretly following them. The hateful judge finally had caught up with all the gypsies. Take them away, Frollo cried. Quasimodo fell at his master's feet. No, please, he begged, but Frollo's heart was so hard and as hard as the stones of Notre Dame. The next day Quasimodo was chained high in the cathedral. In the square below, Frollo threatened to punish Esmeralda. No, Quasimodo cried. He strained at his chains until the tower shook, the bells rang, and the stones cracked. Then he stumbled down the walls to free Esmeralda. Quasimodo carried her back up to safety in the cathedral. Break down the door, Frollo commanded, but Phoebus and the people of Paris would not let anyone hurt their beloved Notre Dame. The gargoyles also helped Quasimodo defend the church against Frollo and his men. At last, at long last, Frollo's evil reign had ended. Quasimodo heard the crowd cheer, "Yay! Hip hip hooray for Quasimodo!" Finally he understood that he wasn't a monster at all. To the people of Paris, Quasimodo was a great hero. What have we learned today, my friends? We learned from Quasimodo and Esmeralda that being a friend to others is being a hero. Have a happy day, my friends. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more Big Daddy Storytime. God bless.